Folks, you know sometimes the smallest step can make the big difference in your financial future. Whether it's cutting out fees, building better habits, or just getting support when you need it, Chime is here to help. When you open up a Chime checking account, you are one step closer to a better financial future. No monthly maintenance fees, fee-free overdraft up to $200 with SpotMe, and you can get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. Learn more at chime.com/Dan. That's chime.com/DAN. Need access to your paycheck before payday? With MyPay, you can access up to $500 from your pay early with no mandatory fees or interest. Plus, with over 50,000 fee-free ATMs, you've got the freedom to manage your money your way. Make progress towards a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/Dan. That's chime.com/Dan. Chime feels like progress. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. and Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. MyPay eligibility requirements apply. Credit limits range $20 to $500. $2 fee applies to get funds instantly. Chime checking account required. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details.
I was very frustrated. Video did find, but told me they couldn't instantaneously put up the O.J. Simpson running through an airport commercial at Le Batard show. There is a generation, right? Put it on the poll. Is there a generation that has no idea, or are there two generations that have no idea about the O.J. Simpson running through an airport commercial?
I would argue, Chris, do you know that commercial?
I'm aware of it. I feel like I'm
That's the
youngest.
Yeah.
Anyone younger than me is probably not aware
Juju,
of that.
where are you on this? Surely Juju remembers the commercial. Where are you on this and airports in general, Juju?
Yeah, salute to y'all. Happy to be here. I actually don't remember too much about the O.J. Simpson situation. I know I'm not as old as Roy. You feel me? You know, my boy was born in B.C., but I'm not too familiar with the O.J. situation. But Amin was talking about airports, and trust me, bro, I know that struggle and stress. I'm usually on that side of rushing to the airport more than I am getting there on time. Like, I have no business making none of the flights that I always make. Salute to Amin, I feel your pain.
Juju, I always had you as someone who showed up super early, like our buddy Jerv, 2 hours before takeoff.
I would think that Juju would be. I would think that Juju would be afraid, given the way that he looks, to run through a place that's dangerous running.
I would have Juju being afraid of going somewhere that has so many germs and not having adequate time to wipe everything down. That's why I thought you would be there early.
I have Juju doing what I do when I go to the airport, which is smoke weed in the garage, and you just take it right up to the last possible minute. Thank you. Yep.
There we are. And I got TSA pre-check. I got global entry. I'm walking straight through most of the situations. You feel me? So, yeah, I'm rarely there 20 minutes before the flight.
I'm pretty sure Juju famously once was in this studio and was like, yeah, my flight leaves in a half hour. And we were all like, you're not making it. And then he sent us a picture on the plane, just like, got it.
Hell yeah, salute to y'all. I came through. Also, I'm sad to see my brother Zaslow left. I was trying to help him with his Eddie Vedder pitch with his ticket situation. I got a little something for my boy. You go with something like this: Eddie, Mike, Stone, Jeff, Matt, Dave, and Jack. Just breathe, Zaz. Just breathe. You got this. The song Better Man, it actually made me a better man for my wife and my now son, who I would love to take to your show and just give him the experience and show him what the guys that keep me alive.
Oh, man.
Sincerely, Zaslow.
Dude, how many people are in Pearl Jam?
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, but you got to name all the names, just so you know. You don't just care about Eddie.
Matt.
It's
I
not
heard that one.
many, but I don't think it's that many people in Pearl Jam. I think he named too many. I think he was fooling a bunch of people who don't know how many people there are in Pearl Jam. Like, you just named a bunch of white names. Like, that's
Toby.
How many? Who were those people, and were they real? Outside,
you got to
of
cover
Eddie.
all the bases, Dano. You got to cover all the bases.
Palmer.
I don't believe that's an accurate reflection
Tyler.
of the names of the people, Travis, the
Tyler,
people in Pearl Jam.
John, Paul,
Juju
George,
nailed it.
Ringo.
Do you have anything for us, Juju? Any thoughts in general? I love how Rich Paul is moving through the space of being LeBron James's consigliere. What are your thoughts there as I see Rich Paul pop up again and again on McAfee as a voice for all things LeBron economy?
Little dirty bastard.
Right. I mean, Joker. But, bro, I think you got to put some more respect on Chris Bosh's name. Like, he tried to put the respect on his name, saying that he bowed down and gave ultimate professional was what he was doing. Sheesh, look at me, choked up.
What are you, Chris Cody?
But yeah, I mean,
it's distracting when Amin starts doing that. It's hard to keep your train of thought when Amin does the show the way it's supposed to be done.
Right. He said, basically, for people who don't know, he said there was never a big three in Miami. You feel me? It was just the big two, and Chris Bosh took the back seat. And I think that's, you know what I mean? That's rich coming from Rich Paul, because it was a big three, and you need that big three to be able to play that role, to get that block, to make that pass. I think we got to put a little bit more respect on Chris Bosh's name.
Thank you. Before we get to the polls that we are going to update, Chris, please find me the sound of you stumbling through your words to celebrate each poll. Tony, why are you laughing at Chris Cody just shouting "fuck" as Roy? Why? Explain to me.
It's a fun game watching Chris trying to find.
Because he's got a lot of plates being spun, man.
He's got a heavy tongue.
And I'm eating lunch.
He's got a heavy tongue. Like he's in the middle just shoving food in his face instead of being the executive producer.
You want one sound, another sound comes out.
I just need him to run the show and not be shoving food in his face. Fat Chris Cody eating sausages all day. Quit fucking doing that. Fat Chris Cody.
Congratulations to Jalen Hurts for being voted Time 100 most influential people in the world, one of them, just to change the subject to anything other than that.
Thank you, Juju.
Also salute to Bradley Beal for standing up for himself, exposing that one of the reasons that him and Coach didn't get along was that Coach asked Bradley Beal to play more like Drew Holiday, which Bradley Beal took a lot of offense to. So that might be a little bit more juice in the Coach Bud tree information list. But yeah, I had to get out of there somehow. Poll number 1. Do all Uber drivers have stories out the wazoo? 88% of the audience says yes, they do. Yep. Can you ever get from a curb to a flight within 20 minutes? 62% of the audience says no, you cannot. Dang.
I'm stunned. I really am stunned. I mean, the times you gave on that flight sounded like an exaggeration. Not just, I believe you can get from the curb to the gate. I just believe the plane has already been closed up. It hasn't left, but they're going to give 10 minutes before it leaves, and they've locked it up.
So it's 11:37 takeoff. That means 11:27 is when they close the door. So I just had to hit before 11:27.
You got from Golden State, Memphis to the gate in how much time?
So I left the arena at like 10:45, but the problem was I was stuck in traffic for forever. And at 11:08, I was still on the freeway. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way I'm going to catch it.
And you had until 11:27. So what time did you get to the actual curb?
From the arena to the curb, because the time you're talking about, it doesn't make sense to me. I would think after a game of that magnitude, you wouldn't be able to get out of the traffic. How close is the airport to the arena?
It's with no traffic, it's about 15, 20 minutes. But with traffic, obviously, it was a nightmare. And I thought, because I waited, I wanted traffic to thin down, but the problem was because it was such a close game, everybody left at the same time, making traffic a lot worse. But to answer your question, I got to the curb probably 11:15.
Wow.
Yeah, that's great.
And Golden State traffic is the worst. San Francisco traffic?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how you did that.
That was a sprint. That's how he did it.
Yeah, and by the way, as Juju, I'm sure this happens all the time to you, is the gate always the furthest effing gate possible? It's never like the first gate. Every single time I had to run through the entire length of the airport.
Yep. Also, too, earlier in the show, Dan, you had a couple of gasps, but give yourself some grace, brother. Like, give yourself grace. I know you tried to apologize and it didn't come out the way you wanted it to.
What? I mean,
with the whole
Juju,
Pablo
maybe
situation.
You can clear this up.
I just want to extend my brother some grace. Give yourself the grace you extend to others because you deserve it, brother. Moving on. Did you know that it is only female cows that give milk? 87% of the audience says yes, they do.
I really want to play the game with Tim Kirkshin, just basic things he doesn't know. We're going to find.
He made my day.
Oh,
man.
my God, was it delightful to see him again. It really was.
13% of y'all are making some happy bulls out there.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised that Tim Kirkshin knows more about Buck Showalter? Sheesh. Are you surprised that Tim Kirkshin knows more about Buck Showalter than he knows about his own son? 72% of the audience says no, they're not surprised.
That's a bit unfair, man.
We really did frame him there.
Is a year with a vending machine a good run? 63% of the audience says yes, it is a good run.
There you go.
Fat Dan Le Batard did what Fat Dan Le Batard did.
How does that not enrage it? Like, I'm real. I feel like when I be seeing people talk about Dan online, I be having to go to the mirror and be like, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. What the heck is bothering me, son? Like, that be like, and I hate to see people bother you, Dan. So, you know what I mean? I'm salute to Dan Dockage, but ease up on my brother, man. Like, live your own life, get your own traction. Neither here nor there.
Juju, what if he's right though? Just asking the question. What if he's right?
Right.
He's not right. You gotta give the people who you have problems with, give them a phone call, see if you can talk it out, have this conversation. You don't take to the media and talk to umpteen people about your problem with one person.
In sports radio, we do.
Yeah. Hear that, Dan?
He's factually right, though.
He is fat.
I mean, touche. If you like it, I love it.
No, I wouldn't say I like it. I'm not arguing that I like it, but good point, Dockage.
Fat Dan Le Batard did what Fat Dan
you got it right, yes.
did.
And racist Dan Dockage does what he does.
Hey.
Right, this time, because he's poked his head up a couple of times over the years. So, I don't like people bothering you, bro.
Thank you.
Last poll. Do you know what a snorer is? 93% of the audience says no, they do not. And I was one of the 93%. Those are your polls.
As am I. Juju, thank you. I do want to close on this note because I've told Chris Cody this before. His father had one of the great lines in the history of writing, and I still remember it. It was, Phil Jackson is up 3-0 in a series about the Heat. There's a game in Chicago, and Phil Jackson is up 3-0 with Michael Jordan. I think it's Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway's team. And Phil Jackson, because he had to go to his high school graduation of his son, took a helicopter from the high school graduation to get to the game in time. And Greg Cody wrote, never in the history of sport has a man rushed more to a place he was needed less than Phil Jackson that day. I salute you, Amin, for doing one better than Phil Jackson. Never has a man rushed more to get to a place where he was needed less than you today.
You're welcome.